With the recent announcement of Gen 6 of My Little Pony, I wanted to talk about one of my favourite MLP lines of all time, Pony Friends. For some, these are holy grail collector's items, and for others, they're cursed or disturbing. I love them, I want other people to love them, so let me yap for a second. Pony Friends were initially released in 1987 and had 3 waves spanning 3 years, referred to as year 5, 6 and 7 as in to indicate years in My Little Pony history, which was officially released in 1982. These toys were unique in the sense that they were the first time My Little Pony as a brand branched out to other animals that weren't ponies. For the first wave, which was not released in the UK, which I mourn so deeply, Zigzag is a pink zebra with green stripes, and of all of the Pony Friends, she probably resembles a My Little Pony most closely. She came with a butterfly-shaped brush. She appears a little differently on the pack art with green markings around her snout that don't appear on the officially released figure. Spunky is a blue camel with purple hair, and her cutie mark is a cluster of yellow triangles which kinda look like tortilla chips. And she has a yellow ribbon to match. The comb she came with was green with a moon and stars, which is so adorable, and on the box art she is depicted with blue hair instead of purple. Creamsicle seems to be a fan favourite from the discussions I've seen on Twitter, and she's a yellow giraffe with a white mane, pink flecks for markings, a pink flower brush and a blue ribbon. Her official art is relatively faithful to the toy, and she uses her long neck to help her friends pick apples. What if I cry? Kingsley is a pink lion with a blue nose, a blue paw print cutie mark, and cute little yellow freckles. She comes with the same moon comb as Spunky, just in blue, and a yellow ribbon. The box art Kingsley has 4 paw prints, whereas the toy has 3, and Kingsley is interesting as her lion's mane-like hair and more masculine name means she's often mistaken as male. So that's it for the year 5 Pony Friends, except for one thing, and that is prototypes. This magazine or catalogue spread, I couldn't actually find the origin of this, but Pony Friends were actually at one point supposed to have human dolls as friends. Zigzag's doll was called Zinnia, Cornelia for Spunky, Alyssa for Creamsicle, and I can't make out her name, I think it might be Kendall, but is Kingsley's friend not majorly giving Pinkie Pie? As for the Pony Friends themselves, their prototypes didn't differ too majorly from their official releases, being different shades of the same colours. But yeah, it was really interesting to see them do yet another out there thing and try and make dolls for this line. Even if they didn't come to be, I love that they pulled out all the shots to make Pony Friends just so different. Whilst the Pony Friends dolls never went into production, one did get made for the pony Baby Sundance, known as Molly, who also featured in the TV show. Baby Sundance is often paired with the Pony Friends line, I'm not sure why, they're buddies I guess. A sort of variant of this set is the pairing of Sundance and a different human doll called Megan.
Okay, so I couldn't actually find a commercial for these whilst I was writing the script, but I found one whilst I was editing, but clearly it's not stood the test of time very well and the audio is like deep fried and it is sending me.
I'm a little pony mommy with a pony family, and now they've got little pony friends, as special I can be. There's a cruise been going zigzag, pinky and Kingsley. I'm a little pony mommy, I want it in my family. I'm a little pony mommy, and I'm happy I can be, 'cause I've got those pretty new pony friends in my pony family. My little pony friends, and so separately.
Now on to year 6 of Pony Friends. I think Oakley is my absolute favourite. He's a purple moose with blue oak leaves as a cutie mark and turquoise hair. He came with a blue butterfly brush, and I especially love his story as the ponies approach him saying he has unusual ears for a pony. He explains that he's a moose and then they play together, bring him sweets and become friends. Like, why are these ponies more progressive in the 80s? Like, Friendship is Magic was getting real horse racist with it. Is this a safe space to say that the G5 movie is one of my favourite movies of all time? Like, horse social commentary goes so hard. Cutesaurus is a serve. She's a bright orange dinosaur with yellow hair and blue bones for a cutie mark. I absolutely love dinosaurs, so I wish they made her colours a bit less jarring, you know? It's giving G7 LPS. She kind of sticks out like a sore thumb against all the nice pastel Pony Friends, but I suppose that is the spirit of the Pony Friends line. It's okay to look radioactive. Edgar is a purple elephant with blonde hair and a blue Peanuts cutie mark. He comes with a blue butterfly brush, and on his box art he has orange hair instead. Cha-Cha is serving face, there's no other way to put it. She was by far the most iconic pony friend and continued to have cameos in the toy line as much as 30 years later. She also featured on the front of the box for all 4 Year 6 pony friends. Cha-Cha is a green llama with pink hair, kind of resembling Minty, and her cutie mark is purple hats or baskets or tombstones or shuttlecocks. I don't know, there's something. I think in all the sources I read they were referred to as hats, but they don't look like hats. She came with a purple flower brush, a green ribbon, and she loves ice skating. We will talk about her other appearances a bit later on. Year 7 took a bit of a different approach, with their pony friends being known as pretty pals. Baby animals which were sold as a pair with baby ponies and had matching cutie marks. Baby Nectar was a blue and white panda who came in a pair with a pony called Baby Stripes, and their cutie marks were pink and yellow bees. These sets were known as Baby Pony and Pretty Pal. I feel like they could have thought of a better name for that. But they're cool because they came with a whole bunch of accessories. So Baby Stripes and Nectar came with a pink sandbox they could sit in, a yellow plate, pink and blue spoons, a blue bottle, a purple bear-shaped brush and a yellow duck-shaped brush, and finally 2 yellow ribbons so they can match. I'm in love. Baby Woolly is a pink sheep with that haircut that was all the rage in 2017. Baby Woolly came with a pony called Baby Fleecy, a pink pony with white hair, and their cutie marks were blue balls of wool. The set came with a blue wagon, a stacking toy. I couldn't figure out whether these were functional or not, but if they were, that would be so cool. A bottle, bear and duck brushes, and blue ribbons. In early 2026, a really cool prototype of Baby Woolly was sold on eBay, allegedly found by the seller at a former Hasbro employee's estate sale. Which is kind of crazy because I had a dream about that exact scenario. That one of my neighbours was an ex-Hasbro employee and they left boxes and boxes of free prototypes outside of their house. How does it feel to live my dream? Quite literally, actually. Right now, most of my dreams involve shitty fiberglass statues. Like, I saw this theme park crazy video about a dark ride with bootleg My Little Pony statues, and I think that has etched itself so deeply into my mind. And now almost every dream has these shitty My Little Pony statues. Baby Leafy, who is my favourite pretty pal, is an orange cow with clovers and pink flowers as a cutie mark. Like, that would literally be my cutie mark if I was a pony. She came with a pony called Baby Lucky Leaf, a pink sandbox, blue dish, pink and yellow spoons, a green bottle, pink duck and bear brushes, and green bows. And finally Baby Hoppy, a pink kangaroo who came in a pair with baby pockets. And their cutie marks are tiny little pockets, so cute. This set came with an orange wagon, stacking toy, pink bottle, green bear brush, blue duck brush, and 2 green ribbons. I have to say the Pretty Pals sets are my absolute favourite, but they did mark the end of the Pony Friends line. However, My Little Pony would still go on to make more non-pony toys, like the Pony Pets, mini animals that were sold alongside ponies, Best Friends Baby Pony Pets, which were a similar concept, and Princess Dragons, which is where Spike would originate from. And finally Princess Bush Woolies. These things are kind of cursed. So let's talk about Cha-Cha's appearances in Gen 4. Pony Life was a spin-off of G4 launched in 2020, also known as G4.5, and it wasn't a fan favourite to say the least. Neither the toys or the TV show were received particularly well, but Cha-Cha the llama featured in Pony Life blind boxes as a figurine, as well as being featured on the front of the box with the new addition of a purple unicorn horn. Cha-Cha also features in the Gameloft mobile game, which is so good, by the way, you should play it. She was added in Update 9.2 and she looks super cute here. There's also one panel in issue 76 of the My Little Pony comic where Pinkie Pie throws a figure of Cha-Cha out of a box of junk. I feel like there must be other Pony Friends cameos out there, but that's not exactly something that's easy to search for. Cha-Cha can't have all the spotlight though, damn. In terms of Pony Friends merch, there was a puzzle featuring Molly, Zigzag and Baby Bouncy, and a second puzzle for the Pretty Pals line with Baby Hoppy, Baby Nectar, Baby Pockets and Baby Lucky Leaf standing outside a movie theatre. Baby Woolly and Baby Stripes are seen on the posters on the wall. Just as for Baby Leafy, why is she the only one not included? Also, this may not be official merch, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Manzo Minis for making these adorable miniature inbox versions of Cha Cha, Creamsicle, and Cutesaurus. So cute. They remind me of mini brands. Being collector's items that are a little bit hard to come across, Pony Friends can sell for a pretty hefty amount of money. So I researched what the average kind of price is. Taking a look at eBay's sold listings, we can see how much these characters sold for, and it's very varied. Zigzag had the most recently sold listings, which still isn't that many, but likely implies she is the most common, and sold for around £20 to £30. The one sold listing of Cha Cha went for £116, Kingsley for just over $30. Creamsicle's price surprised me actually, these two listings went for around $30. I could not find a single sold listing for Cutesaurus on eBay, which is a shame, but she did sell on Etsy for £97. There were no sold listings for Oakley, but a current one with a bid at £117 with 2 days left on the bid. I will add in an update for what that sells for.
Update, £235 fucking pounds.
Spunky sold once for £36. Interestingly, the one sold listing of Edgar is an imposter. This is a rainbow love pet, which is actually a totally different toy line, but we'll go over that later. But this went for £60. Via Google, I found some older listings of Edgar for $48 and $55, so the cheap knockoff went for higher, which is pretty funny. The new in-box set of Baby Nectar and Baby Stripes, still up for grabs, will set you back £242. Or one listing of Baby Nectar standalone is priced at £53. Baby Woolly and Baby Fleecy are up for sale for £80 or $108 and has sold for £32 on her own. There were no sold listings I could find of Baby Hoppy on her own, but Hoppy and Pockets together with the full set of accessories is up for sale for $156 and Baby Leafy has sold for around £30. So pretty safe to say on average about £30 or $40 is how much people are willing to pay for these, bar a few outliers that shoot up above £100. I think it's very important to take into consideration that sold listings are what people have paid and are willing to pay. Currently available listings, they haven't sold, so those prices mean absolutely nothing. So if you are selling these toys or any vintage toys, the average price of the sold listings is what you want to price it as. Pricing off of sold listings is what prevents inflation in the vintage toy market. Looking at you LPS collectors. I felt like that was important to say because if this video did well and drove up the price and the demand for Pony Friends, I feel like that would be a worse impact on the world than like funneling a gallon of nuclear waste into the sea. There is one thing Pony Friends have, and that is that nobody knows what they are. I cannot tell you how good it feels to collect something that is valuable but resellers have no idea it exists. Every thrift shop is like a goldmine. And I hope Pony Friends are a similar case because they're not like immediately clockable as My Little Ponies. So fingers crossed maybe I'll be able to thrift one of these. It makes me feel really smug when resellers get up at 5 AM to like stampede the car boot and I can just rock up midday and still get some really valuable finds. Reselling could be your full-time job and you would still never know more about the value of toys than this autistic bitch. Moving on to Pony Friends bootlegs, or what seem to be bootlegs. Rainbow Love Pets by the brand Soma, released in 1984, combined glowworms with My Little Pony and Pony Friends, which, you know, is a good idea, like, I support it. These vinyl toys came with a rainbow hairbrush, and as well as ponies, there were toys that looked very, very similar to Edgar and Creamsicle. They also made this bear which has the same hair as me. So Rainbow Love Pets is considered a My Little Pony bootleg, but they actually came out in 1984 and Pony Friends came out in 1987, meaning Rainbow Love Pets were the blueprint and aren't Pony Friend ripoffs at all. Super interesting, just like a total coincidence. Was the one we talked about claiming to be Edgar sold for £60? Most Rainbow Love Pets, even ones that are new in box, don't sell for that much money. Some other Rainbow Love Pets merch exists, including this photo frame and this super cute money box. I want one. Another line known as Lanard Pet Zoo was very similar in concept to Pony Friends, having similar animals like Moonlight the Moose or animals that were never included in Pony Friends like Misty the Deer and Tulip the Warthog. I honestly love these. Like, yeah, they're cheap fakies, but I love toy lines that aren't afraid to take risks. Like a brushable warthog, I'm sold. Another toy line called Amiguitos featured a brushable giraffe, camel, elephant, and lion. Couldn't find out much else about it. The only real true bootleg here is this one of Baby Woolly. I couldn't find much info on it though. And there is also this unidentified giraffe fake I came across on Facebook. I would really love to know the origin of these two fakes because I just could not find anything about them, but I think they're super interesting. So overall, I stan pony friends. They're not for everyone, but I think that's what gives them their charm. This video was originally going to be about pony friends and Care Bears cousins because they are just so similar. But I ended up deciding to split it into two because I couldn't think of a title for that video that wasn't a complete word salad. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to see that Care Bears cousins video. I think it's really nice to see the ponies including these weird little divas and not treating them like they're different. Oh, to live in the My Little Pony world where everyone is kind, and that includes not flaming people on Twitter for not liking these toys. Human beings have feelings, but plastic llamas don't. Be kind to each other. But thank you so much for watching this video. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye bye!